evening of the session. We've already had a morning session, we've now had our opening ceremony as well. Welcome to the Eindhoven Stadium. My name's Alan March, alongside me, I'm sure I'm going to lead off. We are your commentary team for tonight, but we want you to be involved as much as we are. Send us your tweets, hashtag Eindhoven 2014, and more importantly, we want you to cheer on every single athlete that is on show for you here at this wonderful European Championships here in Eindhoven. We're literally just moments away from getting underway with our very first race of the night, but it is important that you cheer on every single swimmer in every race tonight. Plenty of finals, plenty of medal ceremonies to come, and we think plenty more European records to be broken as well. By my maths, there were 3 of those broken this morning, and a world record equalled as well. So well done to the guys this morning, but this evening, can we expect even more? Keep those tweets coming, and if you do see yourself on our big screen, we expect you to wave. We expect you to wave your flags, your hands, or in general, if you've got a banner or a sign, just put it up towards the camera and we'll try and read those out as well. So keep the tweets coming, hashtag Eindhoven 2014. We're literally just a couple of moments away.
And in the tweets, Alan, we had a tweet from the Dutch girl Esmeralda. She says, and more people have said, that the swimming pool looks great for this 2014 IPC European Swimming Championships. The Peter van den Hogeman Swim Stadium is in good shape for this event, and we are here, and the athletes were here. They did some good swimming this morning in the morning session. The crowd is here, Alan, so we can have an enormous great session in this afternoon.
I think it's fair to say, Joran, if you send your tweet in English, I'll probably read it out. If you send your tweet in Dutch, then Joran will probably read it out. If you send your tweet in German, Norwegian, then probably nobody will read it out because our English and Dutch is about the master of our languages, yes?
But we promise that you did the Dutch tweets at the end of the week, Alan, so we don't forget. At the end of the week we change and you will do the Dutch tweets.
I'm going to learn as much Dutch as I can in the next 7 days. Ladies and gentlemen of Eindhoven, are you ready for some fantastic swimming? That's what we like to hear. Keep those cheers ready. Keep them in your back pocket. You're going to need them for the rest of this evening. Let's take your marks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for the men's 100 metres backstroke S14 final. In lane 1, representing Iceland, John Matthias Pedersen. In lane 2, representing Belgium, Yannick van der Poel. In lane 3, representing Great Britain, Jack Thomas. In lane 4, representing the Netherlands, Mark Evers. In lane 5, representing Great Britain, Aaron Moores. Lane 6, representing Great Britain, Craig Harris. In lane number 7, representing Belgium, Emery Benetje. And in lane 8, representing Denmark, Jonas Sorensen. This is the men's 100 metres backstroke S14 final.
Take your marks. And there we off, ladies and gentlemen, the first final of this evening. It's the men's 100 meter backstroke S14 within lane 4. The winner of the European Champion, the World Champion, and the Paralympic in this event. He did lead in the first years of this 100 meter backstroke. It's Mark Evers from the Netherlands. In lane number 5 is Aaron Moores. He's a silver medal winner in the Paralympic Games of 2 is Mark Evers. After the first 50 years, he gets now 72. second time is Great British German Jack Thomas is 103.44, and the third time is even Great British German Aaron Morris is 103.50. It's the top three of this 100-meter backstroke S14 event in this evening, ladies and gentlemen. But he's coming out of the pool, the new European champion world record holder. Give a big applause for Eindhoven.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to poolside the athletes round next event. This is the women's 100 meters backstroke S14 final. In lane 1, representing Italy, Francesca Amato. In lane 2, representing Belgium, Michelle Hansen. Lane 3, representing Great Britain, Chloe Davies. Lane 4, representing Netherlands, Maru Hamilton. In lane 5, representing Russia, Valeria Sabalina. In lane 6, representing Great Britain, Jessica Jane Applegate. In lane 7, representing Sweden, Emilia Lindberg. In lane 8, representing Germany, Janina Salazar. This is the women's 100 meters backstroke S14 final.
Thank you more. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, the next 100-meter backstroke final. That's the 100-meter backstroke S14. With the name for the European and world champion Maru Hamilton. He holds the world record in 106.70. He weighs 6 Jessica Applegate, the bronze medal winner of the World Championship 2013. But there overall, ladies and gentlemen, and then coming back up is the European five, it's Valeria. She's in the lead now in this race, ladies and gentlemen, with 25 minutes to go, half a length in the lead number 5, but there's a final on the road, coming here, coming close, going to have the cycling that says, it's still faster again, half a length ahead, here in this 100-meter backstroke, coming on second, all will be the second place for this Chloe in the lane, now it's still that's a very fast race, very close to the world record. It's on the third second in 1:08.26. And the third race is for Jessica Applegate from Great Britain. It's 1:08.57, ladies and gentlemen. But what a fast time for the swimmer in lane 5, the Russian Sabalina. She is 1:06.72. It's 0.02 above the world record time here in Eindhoven. Great swims this evening in the start of this final session with beginning of this 2014 IPC Swimming European Championships. Wait for the official result of the on the screen. That's the official result, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new European champion. Give a round of applause for the Valeria Sabalina.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes around next event. This is the men's 100 meters breaststroke S11 final. In lane 1, representing Lithuania, Minalda Schumacher. In lane 2, representing Poland, Marcin Luska. representing Ukraine, Victor Smirnov. In lane 4, representing Ukraine, Alexander Mashenko. In lane 5, representing Spain, Israel Oliver. In lane 6, representing Ukraine, Dmitro Zalewski. In lane number 7, representing Russia, Maxim Ova. And in lane 8, representing Georgia, Nika Dwari. This is the men's 100 meters breaststroke SP11 final.
Take your marks. And with the breaststroke, ladies and gentlemen, the SP11 100 breaststroke final with the Indian champion, Alexander Mashenko, who is in his distance. Second to the second European medal, Victor Smirnov in lane 3, lane 2 to the one European medal, Nordiska. This is the three, ladies and gentlemen, Nordiska passed away here in the third place. It's Smirnov, Victor Smirnov, and we go to all, ladies and gentlemen, for the first one. And you see the first place, lane 4, in the lead. Mashenko in 35-38, coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Here side by side with swimmer in lane 5 of Israel, Olivier from Spain. Once more winner in the World Championship 2013. Here in Eindhoven, ladies and gentlemen. Another fastest for swimmer in lane 4 is Alexander Mashenko from Ukraine. It's in the lead here. And that's second place for swimmer in lane 5 of Israel, Olivier. Smirnov, Victor Smirnov in the third place here, ladies and gentlemen. Hot in the lead and going to win this race is Mashenko, the European record holder. Let's see what the time is. It's 1:16.02. The faster than this morning is 1:16.33. So good race for the swimmer of Ukraine, Mashenko. Second place is there for Israel Olivier 1:17.39, and the third place is for Victor Smirnov 1:17.98. Let's wait for the official results out there, ladies and gentlemen, to see if we have a new European champion here in Eindhoven. You see the swimmers coming out of the water here after this race. In the extreme, the finish there of this man. You see Mashenko on the lead here at the end of the session. Very strong finish for Mashenko. But a very good race, faster than this morning. 1:16.33 this morning, it's 16.02 this afternoon. Here in Eindhoven, all the positions. We can see the strong finish of the Ukraine swimmer Mashenko coming back at the wall. He stepped on the shoulder to be there at the end. We're waiting for the official result, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a good start of this evening session here in Eindhoven. With very strong races, and it promises us something this week, 7 days of great swimming.
While we wait for that official results, give a round of applause to all of the finalists there. We believe that Alexander Mashenko has won it. A round of applause for all of our athletes who have taken part in the final as we wait for that official result to make its way onto the scoreboard. You can see the athletes having their goggles checked. That's all part of the process here in the SP11 category. So those athletes there having their goggles checked. We can't have an official result until all that is done. But well done to all of them. We believe Mashenko coming in first, Oliver of Spain there in second position, and Ukraine getting a second medal out of that race. Victor Smirnov finishing in 1:17.98. So again, if you see yourself on our big screen, give us a wave. The Ukrainian team at the moment, you go to the way, that's it, that's how you do it, nice and easy.
It's a relaxing way, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the official result.
alongside the men's 100 meters breaststroke SP 12 finalists. In lane number 1, representing Russia, Sergei Punko. In lane number 2, representing Russia, Arthur Sachukinov. In lane 3, representing Azerbaijan, Dmitry Saleh. In lane 4, representing Belarus, Vladimir Zakov. In lane 5, representing Ukraine, Oleksiy Fedina. In lane 6, representing Ukraine, Maxim Velasquez. In lane 7, representing Ukraine, Sergei Kripper. And in lane 8, representing Azerbaijan, Elvar Afulayev. This is the men's 100 meters breaststroke SP 12 fight.
Take your mark. It's the next final, ladies and gentlemen, in this event. We now start the next half of the men's 100 meter breaststroke of 12. The 68 European champion, the 4th reigning world champion. This is now also world record holder of the year, in lane 4. Fastest time this morning for Freestyle was 1:06.90. And we begin with the 50 meters. You see the swimmer in lane 5. It's Oleksiy Fedina first, 30-40. And it's close together in Vladimir Izotau, 30-62 second. And Dmitry Saleh, 31-22, third place. The swimmer in lane 5 is going strongly, ladies and gentlemen.
Competitions, and Fedina is now stretching away from Dmitry Saleh. They're in the last 15 now. It is going to be Fedina, I think, in lane number 5. Fedina stretching away from Izotau in lane 4. Fedina will take it, and it will be a new world record in 1:04.07 for Oleksiy Fedina from the Ukraine. He takes gold for the Ukrainian team. Izotau in second and Dmitry Saleh in third position. Ukraine first, Belarus second, and Azerbaijan third.
Well, that was simply incredible, wasn't it? A lovely rolling breaststroke style that he had. The arms and the legs working superbly as the power swaps between the two. There he is at the end of it. I think he knew that he was going to, after his reclassification, that he was going to set a new world mark.
Absolutely. Oleksiy Fedina, well, he was the class act of the field. His vision has deteriorated, and his time is slightly slower than his all-time best, but not by very much at all. 1:04.07. That's not hanging about for 100 breaststroke girls.
No, it's not. Here we see the finish again. Manages to get the wall at full extension, bit of a glide in. Who knows, maybe next time he'll be able to go even further, but you can see the shoulders come up, all rise together, and the leg kick comes just as he's about to go into the glide. It's a superb chain of power between the arms and the legs and back again.
And will he be, well, we have the official result for the men's 100 breaststroke SP12. Oleksiy Fedina in a new world record time takes the gold, and he is the European champion ahead of Vladimir Izotau and Dmitry Saleh.
Interestingly enough, Izotau also went under the old world record. So no doubt he'll be incredibly pleased that Fedina's arrived in the SP12 class.
Which he held Izotau before. And will these... we're able to bring you the official result for the men's 100 breaststroke in the SP11 class. Alexander Mashchenko takes the gold for Ukraine, 1:16.02. It was tight for second. Silver to Spain, Israel Oliver, and bronze to Ukraine, Viktor Smirnov. We are moving now to medal ceremonies. These are for the races that we saw this morning, the first set of medal presentations. Number of countries represented here. There's the Italians, they had a good morning, didn't they? A couple of medals. There's the Irish team. Dave Malone. Irish team manager. Here's the Russians. Oh, don't know who that is. Obviously thinks the PA is a bit loud. Maybe he's listening to the live stream. He's between the Norwegians and the Italian team. Hello. Trying to ignore the camera. They move on to the medal presentation. Lovely setting here in Eindhoven. Big banner. You see the medal presentation area just below that big banner at one end of the pool. First medal presentation is for the swimmers in the S1 classification. The most severe disability in the Paralympic programme. Physical disabilities range from S1 to S10. S10 being the least impaired and S1 being the most impaired. A couple of celebrity medal presenters here. Esther Vergia, successful, very successful Paralympic tennis player. Miriam de Koning-Pepper, well, she's retired now from swimming at great adversary of Great Britain's Ellie Simmonds. Over the last few years, had some excellent tussles with Ellie Simmonds. Here in this pool, the World Championships back in 2010. Bronze medalist though, the Ukrainian swimmer Anton Kohl. He's very pleased with that one. Ukraine, another medal for the Ukrainian team. Very strong over all the classifications.
Winner of the silver medal, representing Israel,
Israel will take the silver. Istak Hamaisbalov, the world record holder, has to settle for silver on this occasion. He's twice a Paralympic gold medalist in the past. Couldn't quite live with the pace of the gold medalist today. A man that has been chasing Hamaisbalov a couple of years now, getting closer and closer. This was the day that he managed to get ahead. And Adi Boyko from Ukraine is the gold medalist. Disability affects him in all four limbs. Not much propulsion from his arms, no use of his legs, but he used his abilities, best of what he had, managed to go out fast and stay ahead of Hamaisbalov to take the gold in the 100 freestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able, and the national anthem.
We have the national anthem of Ukraine. Congratulations to the 3 medal winners here. This is day 1 of the 7 days of competition here. Oh, a little bit of a mishap there. As they all gather round for the medal photographs. 2 medals to Ukraine. We had 10 finals this morning. Gold medals were pretty much shared about. Ukraine won 2, Germany won 2, Great Britain won 2, Spain won 2. There's 1 for Sweden, 1 for Cyprus. Well, they're enjoying themselves. Enjoying the music here at the venue. Great venue, Peter van der Hoogen Band Swim Stadium. World Championships were here in 2010. And the man himself visited Peter van der Hoogen Band, was presenting medals on one of the nights. I wonder if we'll see him later on this week. The 2 medal presentations to come before we get back to the swimming action. This is the S3 classification. Another Ukrainian winner from this morning. Ioannis Kostakis from Greece. Take the bronze, the experienced Greek. On the medal podium again. And these swimmers at the lower end of the classification numerically. Class 1 being the most impairment. Class 10 being the least impairment. It's a Class 3 presentation. Martinez Tuelo, well, last year at the World Championships, got used to being on that silver medal spot. There's 5 silver medals from the World Games last year. Not sure who's done his hair.
Gold medal winner and European champion representing Ukraine,
Gunnar Radets from Ukraine takes the gold. He was the man who kept Martinez Tuelo off the top spot on the podium. Last year at the World Championships, he's kept most people off the top spot over the last 6 or 7 years. Young man from Ukraine first appeared in the World Championships actually in 2006. He's gone on to win Paralympic gold medals in Beijing in 2008 and in London in 2012. And he is another Ukrainian winner. Ukrainian team, proudly waving that flag. There's Lisette Turnison, fan club there in the crowd for the Netherlands. Dimitrovina Radec takes the gold medal yet again. Incredibly successful young man. He's having a little bit of a smile to himself as he goes off. That's job done for day one of this 2014 IPC Swimming European Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for the women's 400 meters freestyle.
Next medal ceremony, the women's 400 freestyle in the S7 class. Three medal winners making their way out to the podium. Susie Rogers from Great Britain on the top spot again.
Representing Italy,
Arianna Talamona from Italy picks the bronze medal. It's a real fight for the bronze medal position. Talamona was good enough to take that for Italy. Real good crop of Italian swimmers coming through. They won a medal in the lower classification relay, the 20-point relay. Last year at the World Championships, they could be strong.
representing Russia, Oksana Guseva.
Oksana Guseva from Russia. Medalist way back in the 2004 Paralympics. She won a silver medal in this event. She's won another silver medal tonight. Oksana Guseva from Russia. Years since her last medal in this event.
And European champion representing Great Britain, Susanna Rogers.
Susie Rogers made her debut for the GB team at the European Championships in 2011. She came back with 5 gold medals. She started off well at this 2014 Championships. Gold medal in the bag on day one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your able for the national anthem of Great Britain.
Well done, Susie Rogers, looking satisfied with that swim. There's Team Simmons, Val Simmons, Ellie Simmons. Mother there, there's the 3 medalists. Rogers going to be tough to beat at these championships. See how she goes. Got a lot to live up to from the last Europeans. 2011. And the GB supporters enjoyed that medal presentation. Moving back to the swimming. Next one up, Giles, is the men's 100 meters in the S2 classification.
Absolutely. Well, this sits towards the more severe impaired end of the classification system. S1 being for those with the most severe impairments. And there's a lane order for you. Kokorev, Russia, in lane number 4. Watch out for him.
So the S1 to S10, as we've said previously, for those with a physical disability, this is the S2s. How would they be affected, Giles?
Well, it's going to be impairments affecting all 4 limbs, certainly affecting muscle coordination, and that in swimming terms means inability to be able to correctly time the strokes, as you would expect an able-bodied swimmer to be able to do. But you're going to be surprised, I think, for people who haven't seen this before, you're going to be surprised at how well many of them manage to produce motion forward through the water.
Swimmers are now making their way out to full deck. In lane 1, Shalabi from Israel. Here he is at the back of the blocks there, just putting that shirt off at the back. Palmarchuk in lane number 2 from the Ukrainian team. Could be a threat here for the gold medal in lane number 3. Makro Dimitris from Greece. You still see Ukrainians there. That's Palmarchuk from Ukraine. Makro Dimitris in 3. Dmitry Kokorev in lane number 4. He will be the favourite, the European record holder. Jacek Czech from Poland in 5. Makarov from Russia in 6. Panabratets from Ukraine in lane 7. And Alex Chechnik from Slovenia goes in lane number 8. There's Kokorev, the European record holder. Kokorev will be the favourite for this one, Giles, but Makro Dimitris been in good form recently.
Well, there you can see the coach will hold the feet onto the touchpad. Not allowed to assist in any way, just has to release when he hears the gun. Sekik holding onto the block himself. Different start styles, most using the coach to hold them to the wall. They won't have any push from the wall. It will just be a release and they'll start moving with their arms.
Oh, but Sechnik going on their back. Sechnik going on his front there, just with the use of one arm, but some techniques, mostly the double arm backstroke. I think maybe all of them double arm backstroke, with the exception of Makro Dimitris in lane number 3. This is a technique that's kind of developed over the years, hasn't it, Joe?
It certainly has. It really gives a chance for the swimmers to maintain good body position. Difficult if you're using one arm at a time, because your body's going to roll, and that's going to make your body want to sink if you haven't got a leg kick to go with it. But wow, look at this, Paul. Great swimming in lane number 6 here.
It's Makarov. He's the youngster of the field, the 17-year-old Russian, and he is challenging the European record holder here. Kokorev in lane number 4 and Makarov in lane number 6. They're going to lead. In fact, it could be Palmarchuk as well in second position, splitting the two Russians. And wow, look at that. Makarov has set a world record pace on the split for a 50 freestyle. My goodness.
Well, this is absolutely sensational, and he was so good around the turn. Obviously no use of the legs at all, and not able to really kind of bunch up into a ball, which you'd see able-bodied swimmers do, to really spin round that wall. But this is absolutely superb. Look at the smoothness to the stroke. I mean, when you look at the swimmers further afield and how jerky they are, very much more up and down in the water, all of the power that he's got is being used to channel him forward through the water as he comes now into the final 15 metres.
He looks like he is not tying up at all here. The youngster is Alexander Makarov. Is he going to become the European champion? As I say, he's not tying up. The others are coming back at him. And it is maybe, looks like it could be Paralympic, but it is going to be Makarov coming back now. And he is in a new world record time of 2:02.14. Alexander Makarov from Russia will take the gold. Paralympic from Ukraine in second position. And in third position, I think it was Kokorev from Russia. But what a swim for the young man, Alexander Makarov, just 17 years of age. He went off like a bullet and was able to hold it coming back. Absolutely superb, a new world record time. Alexander Makarov from Russia.
Well, it was Yang of China who set that world record at the London 2012 Paralympic Games. Kokorev held the European record since 2011 in Berlin, but this now, world and European records united by the young man from Russia.
Sechnik coming in the outside lane. And he finishes in 2:56 there, just about on his entry time. The Russians are happy there, gold and bronze medal position. And Makarov, well, we're looking at the splits there, and we think he's actually set a 50-metre record on the first 50 there, going through halfway inside the world record time for 50.
Absolutely sensational. Well, there you go. It finishes both arms, finishes on the back of the hands. Really a class example of maximizing your technical efficiency and minimizing the effect of your impairment on your swimming.
The result is confirmed. Alexander Makarov is the European champion in a new world record time of 2:02.14. Serhiy Palmarchuk from Ukraine is the silver medalist, with Dmitry Kokorev taking the bronze. Moving on swiftly to the next event, Giles. They're not giving us much time to draw breath. This is the men's 100 freestyle S4 final. Looking forward to this one. Danger all over the pool there. A number of stars in this one from the heats this morning. Nelson Lopez goes in lane one. The finalists for the men's 100 freestyle S4. There's Nelson Lopez from Portugal. Qualification time of 1:51. Darko Djuric. Great medal hope from Slovenia. He goes in lane number 2. He was a champion last year in the World Championships. Richard Oribe, Paralympic gold medalist way back in Atlanta in '96. The Spaniard, Michael Schoenmaker. Well, he's been reported saying he is in great shape for the freestyle events here at the European Championships. We're about to find out what kind of shape Schoenmaker is. He was the fastest qualifier. Derevinsky from Ukraine in 5. David Smetanine. What can the champion from Beijing do? In lane number 6. Arnold Petracek in 7. And Denis Razolovic from Ukraine completes the lineup in lane number 8. There's a number of champions here. Danger all over the pool. Michael Schoenmaker was the fastest into this final. This is the final of the men's 100 freestyle in the S4 classification.
Well, Paul, I think Lopez in lane 1 and Razolovic in lane number 8 are going to find it difficult to live with this field. Razolovic of Ukraine in lane 8 gone out well, but it's pretty much flat as they head down the field. Very, very good swimming from Petracek. The Czech Republic in lane number 7. Very, very good on the start, but the rest of the field now really starting to come up against it. This is going to be a race, I think, Paul, which is going to be heavily defined by the quality of the turn.
Yeah, Petracek going from the blocks. He has got good legs, but absolutely no propulsion from his arms, so he was good at the start. Smettanine, oh, in fact, Smettanine and Derevinsky absolutely together at the turn. A dead heat at halfway. In third position, Schoenmaker in a good position, Oribi in fourth, and Duric in fifth.
Well, lanes 4 and 5, Schoenmaker and Derevinsky are being brought back into touch by Darko and Richard in particular, but now increasing speed in lane number 4. Lane number 5, I beg your pardon.
It's Derevinsky coming through, just about going to take this one. What a race this is. Smettanine still trying, but Derevinsky is going to take it in 1:28.36. Smettanine in second position there, but only marginally behind the Ukrainian. Third place, it was Richard Oribi, the experienced man from Spain, and Michael Schoenmaker is out of the medals for the host nation of the Netherlands in fourth position, with Darko Duric very close behind in fifth. But a real battle at the front of the field, as we thought. Look at that, he's breathing hard. Fantastic swim there from Andrei Derevinsky of Ukraine. That was a great race, one of the closest we've had tonight. Disappointment for Schoenmaker. Look at that, 5 swimmers coming in almost together. Derevinsky, well, he just about got it there. Ooh, not far behind was Smettanine.
Well, all these swimmers, very, very experienced. Actually, his races go quite far away from the European and world record. There's the results for you.
Andrei Derevinsky confirmed as the gold medalist from Ukraine. Smettanine in second position, with Richard Oribi in third. Women's 100 freestyle S4. Ariola Trimi, fastest qualifier from the heats, next to Lisette Turnison from the Netherlands.
Lane number 1 there, Verbova of the Ukraine. Interestingly enough, Shishova of Russia and Sviderska of Ukraine, both S3s, swimming up into S4, so actually slightly more impaired than those around them. Lisette Turnison, superb swimmer, absolutely fantastic at the London Games. She'll have to go some to beat Trimi of Italia in lane number 4.
Trimi looked very, very good in the heats. Have a look in lane 8. There's Lisette Turnison. Just for that slight adaptation on the block there. She's looking at the handles there that she's holding on a little bit lower than the normal block position. Kind of a range of starts there again. Some swimmers going from the blocks, some swimmers in the water, and very good start there from Julia Shishova in lane number 2, immediately into the lead. But Trimi, well, she was as steady as a rock in the heats this morning. We had a slow motion picture of her, and her head was as still as you like. Fantastic style, and look at that, there's a great example of freestyle swimming from the Italian.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to know what the textbook says about how to swim freestyle, it says what she's doing. It's absolutely beautiful as the hands go in the water, absolutely no air around them at all, and that turn really managing to whip her body around there, Paul. It was really fantastic. European record on the way out in the 50 meters freestyle. Wow, what could she come back in?
Well, it looks like she's got this one sewn up. The Italians have been fantastic in recent years. They've got a real good crop of swimmers coming through. Lisette Turnison trying to come back into contention with the Italian. It was a really, really fast start there by Ariola Trimmy, and she is paying for that slightly as they come into the last 15 metres. Lisette Teunissen trying to come back for the Netherlands team. She is coming back, but I think she is just going to run out of distance here. It is going to be Ariola Trimmy. She went out fast, and she has managed to hold on. Let's have a look at the clock now. Ariola Trimmy, 1:33.89. It's outside the world record mark, but it is gold to Italy. Ariola Trimmy with the fast finishing Lisette Teunissen not too far behind. And Olga Swiderska, the S3 swimmer, finishing in the bronze medal position in this S4 event.
Well, Swiderska is, as we know, Paul, is an absolute class act. There is Trimmy, and Thunem brings the world record from lane number 7 in the S1 class, 1:56.51. Well, isn't that absolutely sensational?
Well, it is a combined event. There's one set of medals here, and that's the S4 medals, and there's the gold medalist. But we were looking out for performances of the swimmers in the lower class. There is Trimmy, still keeping that head position there at the end, and that's really good. She was finding that tough in the closing stages, but she did manage to keep her technique very well there at the end, and that's what won her it, I think.
Well, absolutely classic mistake that swimmers can make is as soon as they start getting tired, their technique starts to fall apart. There's the Italian crowd appreciating our shot from the camera. But as swimmers get tired, Paul, their technique really starts to fall apart, and what she absolutely managed to do was hold on to that. It looked as good coming back as it did in the first 15 metres, and that really, really, for me, is a real sign of world-class swimming.
Well, we'll be hearing the Italian national anthem very soon. Ariola Trimmy is confirmed as the gold medalist from Italy for the women's 100 freestyle S4. Lisette Teunissen from the Netherlands in silver medal position. Olga Swiderska the bronze, and a world record in the S1 classification for Ingrid Thunen of Norway. Well, Ariola Trimmy there, well, we think it was a European record going out, and a world record also in the S1 class. Lots to look out for here. Ariola Trimmy, supported by the Italians. They're having a good competition so far, the Italians.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony winning 100 meters freestyle 5.
So we have the medal presentations. Again, another set of medal presentations. This is some of the events from this morning, the final two events from this morning, and also some of the events we've seen earlier in this evening's session. This is a great swim. We have here great medal winners. I thought this would be a very close race. And that's how it proved to be. Val Pizarro from Israel taking the bronze medal. Regular on the medal podium. Winner of the World Championship title the last time it was here in 2010. She likes swimming here in Eindhoven. Bronze medal this time. This is the S5 classification, Giles. Receiving our Uki. Giles looking at me blankly. That's the mascot.
I thought it was some more of your famous Scottish vernacular, Paul.
Thanks, Giles. Sarah Louise Rugg from Norway. She was probably slight favourite for this one. Sarah Louise Rugg, one of the International Paralympic Committee's one to watch. A medal here, silver medal this time in the 100 freestyle. We'll see what she can do for the rest of the week. She'll be up against the gold medalist, I'm sure, Teresa Perales of Spain, returning after missing the World Championships through injury last year. We wondered how she would go at these championships, but she has proved to be as good as she ever was. Fantastic performances she had in London. She's back on the top of the medal podium again, Teresa Perales.
Yeah, she's a class act, isn't she? I think we're going to be seeing much more of her this week. It was an absolute pleasure to watch in London.
The Spanish team will enjoy the national anthem of Spain. Well done to Teresa Perales. Smiles all round for the medal winners.
There was
a smiley shot, isn't it?
It is a smiley shot. 3 lovely big smiles, but I think behind those smiles, I'm wondering what these swimmers are thinking as they take a stepping stone towards the World Championships next year in Glasgow, and then of course on to the big one in Rio in 2016.
Well, you think this is the first step, or one of the first steps on the road to Rio. Glasgow, of course, just hosted the Commonwealth Games, very successful Commonwealth Games, and the World Championships. IPC World Championships will be there next year in that very same pool. There's a young lady that are hoping to be there on home turf, you can say. Well, Great Britain anyway. Amy Marin shared the silver medal position with Natalie even, Mamlina. 30 seconds dead. They went there, 2 of them.
I need to see the difference in height between Mamlina and Amy Marin, just standing in the blue tracksuit there to her right. She's got to be about a foot taller than her.
That's got to be an advantage in a 50 freestyle.
Absolutely.
Amy Marin.
Well done, Amy Marin. Made her debut for the GB team at the London Games, a surprise qualifier in many ways. She performed really well at the London Games, and she picked up World Championship medals last year, a gold medalist in 200 metres individual medley. Amy Marin will be back for that event later in the week. Sarah Gascon from Spain, equaling that 8-year-old world record set by the great Natalie du Toit, the South African. We thought at one point those South African records would never be beaten, Natalie du Toit, but they're being chipped away at now. Sarah Gascon has been after that world record for a few years. She was 1/100th outside from the last European Championships. She's equalled it this time.
Absolutely, and what a superb swim that was. S9 swimming, really, really been lifted by Natalie du Toit.
Sarah Gascon, well done the Spanish team, well done the organisers. Pretty nifty work with the flags there. getting the 2 flags in the silver medal position.
The obligatory photo, that height difference again, absolutely incredible.
There's the medalist, Gascon, Marin, Mamlina. Gascon very happy. A couple more medal presentations to come. It's the events that we saw earlier this evening, and it's one for the host nation to savour this time. It's the men's 100 metres backstroke in the S14 class. Mark Avers in between the 2 GB swimmers. The swimmers in the S14 class, Giles. Swimmers with an intellectual impairment.
It certainly is, Paul, and that's the effect that has, really impacting mainly, I would say, on training, the ability to absorb information from your coach and then put that into practice. That then is borne out into the pool. But these 3 gentlemen all putting in superb performances, particularly the man from the Netherlands in the middle. Aaron Moore's ever so slightly off his best.
He's on the medal podium again though, as he's been at the major championships over the last few years. He's got Paralympic silver medal, a world bronze, and now a European bronze, so he's got a set of medals in all the major championships. Jack Thomas, well, he was a medalist last week at the Commonwealth Games where he represented Wales, and he's now on the medal podium again at these European Championships, and he will be very pleased with that silver medal. Still a youngster, Jack Thomas. Just broke into the GB team last year. Listen to the cheer from the home crowd for the gold medalist in a new world record time. Mark Avers takes the gold for the host nation.
Well, he dominated the race right from the gun. Superb underwater, great streamline position, up at 15. And then really the others didn't stand a chance. I wonder what he's going to do with those flowers, Paul.
Well, maybe our cameras will follow them around, we might find out. Maybe not.
He give them to his mum.
Yeah. That's what I would do. Well, they enjoyed that here in Eindhoven. It's a familiar anthem to me, Giles. I had a lot of Dutch opposition previously. Sat on the medal podium listening to the Dutch anthem as they won the gold medal a few times.
Yeah, the Dutch always been very, very strong. Even in your day, Paul.
Indeed.
Great names, great Dutch names though, like Alwyn de Groot. He was wasn't he absolutely superb at the Sydney Games in 2000, right back in 2000. Atlanta 96 before that.
The women's final of the 100 backstroke S14. Well, you might have expected another Dutch victory. That's not the way it turned out. This young lady is good enough to take the gold medal position. Jessica Jane Apple getting the bronze medal this time for the Great Britain swimmer.
Surprise winner in the 200 freestyle in London. She really shocked us all, even in the commentary booth. And really grown into the sport.
She's not got the dyed red hair this time. Maybe that was the trick. She won that in London. It's Marlowe van der Kuil. Well, a bit of a sigh from the Netherlands swimmer. Bit of a smile now as she collects silver medal. She'll have more events to come this week. She was the pre-race favourite for this one, but she could do nothing about the winner, the Russian swimmer, who was just 2 100s outside the world record time held by Van der Kuil. And there is the new European champion, Paulina. Well, we saw her in Glasgow in the British International earlier this year. She was making big improvements. She's made a massive improvement there to take the gold medal at these European Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to be ready for the national anthem of Russia.
Medalists for the women's 100 backstroke S14. It's the S14 class for those with intellectual impairment, 11 to 13 for those with visual impairments, and 1 to 10 for those with physical impairments. That's the classifications taking part at these championships. From behind the scenes there. So move on to the next race, which is the men's 400 freestyle S7. Seven swimmers take the start for this men's 400 freestyle S7 final. Andrei Gladkov from Russia will be a pre-race favourite. 17-year-old was just 5 100s outside the winning time in the World Championships last year, and that was won by Joseph Craig from Great Britain. Of course, Joseph Craig has been reclassified to an S8, so he can not compete in this S7 event. That should leave the way clear for Andrei Gladkov. Can anyone challenge the Russian? It's going to be quite difficult. Gladkov, the 17-year-old, alongside him, Tobias Pollack, Francesco Bocciardo, German and the Italian.
Well, it's going to be difficult to see how anyone is going to get anywhere near Gladkov on this. The Russian over 20 seconds clear of the German Polyp in lane 3. And lane 2, Bjorstad. Tobias Polyp certainly in with a chance for a medal, but difficult to see past this man, Paul.
He was the youngest member of the Russian Paralympic swimming team in London. Came away with a couple of medals from the London Games. He came of age last year at the World Championships, almost took gold. As I said, just 5 100s outside the winning time. Joseph Craig, Bocciardo and Polyp on either side. Kavnitsaya in lane 6 for Ukraine, and Hannes Schurman from Germany in lane number 7. Peter Mischner in 1, and Andreas Bjornstad in lane number 2. Men's 400 meters freestyle S7. It's one swimmer starting in the water, and that was Bocciardo in lane number 5. So immediately into the lead, Andrei Gladkov of Russia, being pressed in the early stages by Tobias Polyp from Germany.
Well, he's taken it out. He's certainly not holding back on pace at all. Very, very high stroke turnover. And really, it's only Kavanstia in lane number 6 that's even attempting to go with him. Tobias Polyp looking efficient, but frankly outgunned already at this early stage in the race. Lovely even shoulder roll from the young Russian as he comes now into the 100 meters mark. .55 for Gladkov at the 100 mark. 1 second ahead of Kavnitsaya from Ukraine. And Tobias Polyp in 3rd position. Well, 108.55. That's some way outside world record pace. That world record set by Joseph Craig last year in Montreal in Canada. But as expected, Andrei Gladkov is now beginning to dominate this race. Going well in lane number 2. It's Andreas Bjornstad from Norway. He's coming up into 3rd position. Kavnitsaya still in 2nd position. There's not too much in it between the Ukrainian in lane number 6 and the Norwegian in lane number 2. All to play for the minor positions at the moment, but Gladkov looks like he's dominating this one as he comes down to halfway. Well, Lexi would describe this class as all swimmers having to compensate for uneven power distribution. But look at the smoothness of the swimmer in lane number 4. Fantastic turn, manages just a flick with those legs, nicely timed to make the most of it. Good streamline position, but very, very quickly into the stroke. Very little glide because he hasn't got the power from his legs to drive him back to the surface. But this is absolutely sensational swimming, Paul. His hands going into the water, lovely, lovely clean entry, very, very little air going around those hands, which means they're locking in the water. He can use those powerful shoulder muscles, the muscles down his side, his lat muscles, to really work as he rolls to pull himself through the water.
Goes over on that turn, she said, Giles. Coming up pretty soon from the turn, and he's got a lead of something like 5 seconds, just over 5 seconds. But Gladkov looking very smooth, very assured there as he is coming down to the 300 mark. It's a great shot, isn't it? You see the rotation in his shoulders again. Another one, keeping that head pretty still in the centre. Bjornstad doing well in lane number 2 for Norway. You could be on for a Norwegian medal here. Bjornstad can hold this position over the last 100. Kevin Saya now coming under pressure from Bocciardo in lanes 5 and 6 here. And Tobias Pollop now down into 5th position. Andrei Gladkov now with around about 125 to go.
Well, just out of your shot, Bocciardo really trying to increase the pace to move past Gavanstia of the Ukraine. He's struggling to live with the pace, but Bjornstad in lane number 2 going very, very well for silver. I think we can be pretty much secure of where the gold's going to go. Gladkova still looking metronomic in his swimming style, absolutely one stroke after the other, no difference in compensating for the breathing cycle. There you can see he breathed there, and his shoulders carry on rolling as smoothly as they were before. He moves down, he's a little bit close to the lane rope, he'll be picking up a little drag there as he looks the opposite way, but now they're coming into, he comes into the final 5 meters, Paul. What could we be on for here?
It is going to be gold for Andrei Gladkov from Russia. He takes it in 4:49.80. The gold goes to Russia. The silver is going to go to Bjornstad of Norway. And what a fight for the bronze here. It could be Kevin Saya from Ukraine, just holding off the challenge of Bocciardo from Italy. But that was a close finish between the two in lanes 5 and 6. But no doubt about the winner. It is Andrei Gladkov from Russia, 4:49.80. Some way outside his best time of 4:39. But he didn't need to be close to that to take the gold medal here at these European Championships. And the Norwegian Bjornstad, he looks delighted with that silver medal position.
Well, it's absolutely sensational swim from Bjornstad. This, of course, the winner as he comes into the final, not breathing at all, finishes on full extension, draws his breath before turning around to look at the clock. He looks like he wanted to go even quicker.
I think he did. He was out on his own. Bjornstad couldn't have believed he'd gone that quick. With a time of 4:59.76, under the 5-minute mark for Bjornstad. He will be pleased with that. Gladkov, well, he has gone a lot faster. Gladkov confirmed as the gold medalist in a time of 4:49.80. Andreas Bjornstad from Norway gets the silver, and Marian Kavanitsaya the bronze. Yeah, I think a little bit of a disappointment there from Gladkov. He wanted to go quicker, but he was in a real fight with Joseph Craig when he went that personal best time of 4:39. So no one really to push him on to a good time here, but it was good enough for the gold medal. The men's 100 backstroke S8. 2 Russians in the centre lanes, Konstantin Lysenkov and Denis Tarasov, next to Great Britain's Ollie Hind. There's Ollie Hind. Danish presence in this one. Niels Mortensen in lane 7. In lane number 1, it's Alexei Fomenko, the first of the 3 Russians in this one. In lane 2, Bogdan Trenenko from Ukraine. Oliver Hind goes in lane number 3, fresh from his gold medal winning performance in the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Konstantin Lysenkov, the world record holder in 4, next to Denis Tarasov, Paralympic silver medalist in lane 5. The 2 Russians have dominated this event in recent years. Bosninsky from Ukraine in lane 6. Niels Mortensen from Denmark in lane number 7. And Jonathan McGrath from Ireland in lane number 8. The final of the men's S8 100 meters backstroke.
Take your marks.
Well, they're all away cleanly. S8 swimmers, those towards the top end of the scale. Swimmers in this class at almost full capacity, but lacking all-round muscle power. But look at this, straight out. It's Tarasov who's really taking it to the field. Also going well in lane number 6 is Berdinski. As they come now into the first.
It is Tarasov at the turn, 30.92 in second position. Going well, it's Bozinski from Ukraine. In third position, it's Renenko from Ukraine. It's a real fight here between Bozinski and Tarasov. The world record holder looks like he's out of it. In lane number 4, Lysenko. It's going to be Tarasov and Bozinski here from Ukraine. It's Bozinski who's the strongest at the end here, coming into the last 5. It's going to be gold to Bozinski from Ukraine. Hind coming back for second, but 104.56 there. It looks like it is Bozinski, and the two Russians were close. It's second and third to Russia and Ollie Hind. I thought he was coming back into contention at the closing stages. Hind finishes in 4th.
Well, where were the Russians during that race, Paul? They'd both be very, very disappointed with those times. But absolutely superb swim from the man from Ukraine. We're just awaiting for confirmation of that result.
Well, Bosninski, he took it out fast. He was challenged by Denis Tarasov in the early stages, but he was really strong in the closing stages there. Bozinski there, just beginning to power ahead of Denis Tarasov there. It was a bit of a shock that Lysenko was nowhere there. Ollie Hind, well, it looked like he was coming into the medal positions there, but he must have just got a bad finish there because he ended up in 4th position behind Lysenko and Tarasov.
Well, it looked like Lysenko was really coming back at the rest of the field there, but just left it too late. Ran out of pools.
It was a great swim though, Yuri Bozinski. Not really a favourite for this one, but he has performed when it mattered. We don't have a confirmed result for that one. We'll bring you that result when we have it. There may well be an issue with that one, but we think that Bozinski, we're pretty sure that Bozinski will claim the gold medal. We'll bring you a confirmation of that when we have it. The women's 100 backstroke S8. Stephanie Slater from Great Britain, the fastest qualifier from this morning. And next to Olesya Vladikina from Russia.
Representing Great Britain, Stephanie Slater.
Filipuk goes in lane number 1. From Poland, Albie Kelly from Ireland, making her international debut here at these championships. She goes into great swim this morning from the Irish swimmer. Istamina in 3, Stephanie Slater, another Great Britain swimmer, competed in the Commonwealth Games last week. Olesya Vladikina lit the torch at the Sochi Paralympic Games. Sovmonian in lane number 6 for Russia. Lisa Dembrava, the home swimmer from the Netherlands. Next to her, Netherlands teammate Romy Pansters in lane number 8. 2 Netherlands swimmers in the outside lane. Great Britain in the fast lane in lane 4, and the 2 Russians in 5 and 6.
Well, on paper, it should be Stephanie Slater who wins this, but watch out in lane number 5 for Olesya Vladikina. Always a dark horse when it goes through qualification rounds. Never puts in any more effort than is absolutely necessary. And she was far better than Steph Slater off the start there, but Steph Slater is clawing back that ground. Both swimming with one arm. Very, very difficult to maintain an even flow of power. That's got to be compensated for by the legs. It's really going to be who can get round this wall quickest. And Vladikina, look at that. Taken half a metre out of Steph Slater, which is going to have to claw back. I have to say, Paul, Steph Slater has got absolutely sensational fitness, so there's no reason why she couldn't come back.
Steph Slater now just about forging ahead of Vladikina from Russia. It's going to be a great finish. It looks like Steph Slater, that superior fitness may well tell in the closing stages here. Vladikina trying to come back, but Stephanie Slater of Great Britain is pulling away now as she is going to take the gold. Stephanie Slater from Great Britain will be the European champion in 1:17.42. Slater takes gold, Vladikina the silver, and Istamina the bronze. But a great second 50 from Stephanie Slater of Great Britain to take the title.
Well, and you can see from the look on her face there, she knows that that is a job that has been well done. That is an absolutely sensational swim for Stephanie Slater. She's a fantastic able-bodied swimmer who lost the use of her shoulder, entered the Paralympic world. It was inspired to take up swimming again by watching London 2012. Really re-engaged with the sport, and my word, hasn't she done that. She's absolutely superb at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Had to retaper for this swimming meet, and here we go. You see her swimming with one arm, classic S8 swimming this. Compensating for that one arm, pulsing power with the legs. Doesn't get the finish absolutely spot on, could possibly improve there.
Well, it didn't make a difference at the end because Slater took the gold. The result of the women's 100 backstroke S8, Stephanie Slater is the European champion. Alessia Vladikina, the silver medalist, and Katerina Istamina, the bronze medalist. We do have the confirmed result for the men's 100 backstroke S8. The gold medal goes to Yuri Bozdinsky from Ukraine. Konstantin Lysenkov, the silver, just 3/100ths of a second ahead of his Russian teammate Denis Tarasov. The men's 100 freestyle S5. Andrew Mullen, the fastest qualifier from Great Britain from the morning heats, next to the vastly experienced Sebastian Rodriguez of Spain. Grevenic for Croatia in lane number 1. Zdanov from Russia in lane number 2. James Scully, a medalist at the World Championships last year in the 200 freestyle, he's in 3. Andrew Mullen from Great Britain, what a good time he had this morning. The fastest qualifier ahead of this man, Sebastian Rodriguez from Spain. Jordi Galdillo, Spanish teammate in lane number 6. Jonas Larsson in 7 for Denmark. And Kirill Popov from Russia in the outside lane in lane number 8. This is the final of the men's 100 meters freestyle S5.
Take your marks.
Well, absence of lane number 4, popping up just right by the 15-metre mark, allowed a full 15 metres underwater, and Andrew Mullen taking full advantage of that. Sebastian Rodriguez, however, powering away. Not necessarily a particularly smooth style, but very much, when you've got that much strength at your disposal, you can get away with a much more ragged style. Higher stroke turnover, real kind of power freestyle swimming. Good turn from Andrew Mullen as he pops to the surface now. Also very much about that high stroke turnover. This is Rodriguez, you can see, very, very wide hand stance.
Coming time at 25 to go now. Rodriguez is coming under pressure from Andrew Mullen. Rodriguez has gone out fast. Andrew Mullen closing all the time. I think Rodriguez may well just hang on. The Spanish swimmer is just about going to win the gold medal and another European title. Mullen is trying everything at his disposal, but Rodriguez takes it in 1:17.05, and just a second behind was Andrew Mullen, and James Scully from Ireland in third position for another bronze for the Irish swimmer James Scully, to add to that bronze he got in the World Championships last year. But that was tough. Rodriguez was hanging on at the end as he came under pressure from Andrew Mullen of Great Britain. Well, it was a tactic there. Rodriguez again on top of the medal podium. We see Rodriguez very ragged at the end there. Andrew Mullen powering through. And if it was another 10 metres, he may well have caught the Spaniard. Ooh, that was relief for Sebastian Rodriguez there. Great swim there from Andrew Mullen to take the silver medal for Great Britain. And James Scully will be delighted with his bronze medal position. Sebastian Rodriguez takes gold in the men's 100 freestyle S5. Mullen the silver and Scully the bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for men's 100 breaststroke SB11 time.
Well, no rest here. We move on to more medal presentations. Set of, let's see, another 3, 4, 5 medal presentations this time.
Medals will be presented by current gold member of the International Paralympic Committee, Rita Van Zieven. Accompanied by
This is the first of those presentations. It's the men's 100 metres breaststroke for the SB11 class. Swimmers with no vision, Viktor Smirnov, already 13-time Paralympic medalist, 5 golds in the Athens Games. Went out hard in this race. He may have had a chance in the early stages. That big Ukrainian flag continuing to wave. Smirnov, bronze medalist.
We now all to silver, representing Spain, Freestyle Oliver.
Israel Oliver from Spain. Spanish picking up a few medals tonight. We just saw Sebastian Rodriguez pick up gold medal position in that previous race. Another medal for Spain. These athletes with a visual impairment. Silver medal again behind his great rival in this event, Alexander Maschenko. He's won all the major titles, the man from Ukraine. Paralympic title, world title, and now European champion, Alexander Maschenko.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to your able for the national anthem of Ukraine.
to Maschenko. Ukraine, silver to Israel Oliver, and bronze to Viktor Shmurnov. So it's all with no vision. Yes, 11 class. The next presentation will be another visually impaired class, but this time for those swimmers with partial vision, the SB12 class. And we only have 4 medal ceremonies in this batch. Presenting the men's 100 freestyle S2 medals just yet. For the men's 100 breaststroke SB12, Dmitry Saleh, now representing Azerbaijan, previously a Belarus swimmer. He's changed his representative nations. A few swimmers have changed their nation over the last couple of years. We'll see coming up very shortly. Summer Mortimer swam for Canada in the Paralympic Games in London, now representing the Netherlands. Izatau, Belarusian, was the world record holder, was faster than his world record time, but he had to settle for silver. He'll be pleased with his performance. He did everything he could, but he couldn't catch the gold medalist and the new world record holder. That's another gold medal for Ukraine. It's another gold medal for Alexei Fedina in a new world record time. Alexei Fedina takes the gold medal, improving that world record held by Izatau. Ukraine have had good championships so far. I'm guessing they must be heading the medal table at the moment. Let me have a look that up, see what the totals are. Well, here's the anthem of Ukraine. Alexei Fedina takes the applause of the crowd. We've just had a quick look at the medal table. 6 golds so far for Ukraine. They are on the top of the medals so far. Russia Spain and Great Britain with 3 golds. Germany with the 2, and 1 to Italy, Sweden, Cyprus, and the Netherlands.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for
9 countries.
Freestyle S4.
9 countries taking a gold medal so far. Let's move on to the next medal ceremony. It was scheduled for the men's 100 freestyle S2, but that medal ceremony has been postponed, so we are moving on to the men's S4.
The winner of the bronze medal, representing Spain, Richard Uribe.
Richard Uribe. Taking another medal. He's had a long career, stretching back to Atlanta in 1996. Your first Paralympics, Charles. Do you remember it?
Not really. No, he's an absolutely class act from Uribe. You can see there, as he lifted his medal up, how his arms wander around. He's got to control all that whilst he's in the water. David Smethin, another man who's been around for a long time, Paul.
Yeah, champion from Beijing. I was talking to him yesterday. He has been recovering from an injury. He's got an operation to have at the end of these championships, but he's hoping to continue on to Rio.
Gold medal and European champion, representing Ukraine,
Andrei Derevinsky. Well, this was a bit of a shock result here. Andrei Derevinsky taking the gold medal ahead of the more experienced names. Derevinsky's the gold medalist.
Well, the Ukrainian team really have been incredibly strong in the sport of swimming, especially in classes 1 to 5.
Please rise if you are able to the national anthem of Ukraine.
Fist pump at the end of that medal ceremony there by the gold medalist Derevinsky. He's certainly going to be one to watch in this classification. He is the gold medalist, surprise gold medalist. The Ukrainian team just seem to produce these swimmers year after year. Just saw in a couple of races ago, Yuri Bozinski also take gold, and that was unexpected. So, just wonder where they get this talent from.
Obviously got a very, very good good setup for identifying swimmers talented swimmers at a young age. I think once they're actually any good, they then channel them towards their Black Sea training camp and develop a lot of the talent down on the coast there.
Certainly been incredibly strong over the past few years. They topped the medal table at the World Championships last year. They topped it at the previous European Championships, and no one would bet against them topping the medal table here at these European Championships too. Here's another of the Ukrainian conveyor belt of talent, Olga Zviderska. Well, it's an S4 event. Olga Zviderska is an S3 swimmer, a more severe disability than the swimmers she's gone up against, but good enough to win bronze medal, even swimming a class up from what she normally does, Gerald.
Well, there she is, all smiles. Well, she has absolutely, he really has swept aside most other competitors in S3 swimming, and here she is, as you said, Paul, winning medals in the class above. In second place, all smiles from Holland.
Yeah, Lisette Turnison taking that silver medal. She looks pretty pleased with her afternoon's work. She had a real challenge. She's pleased her fans tonight. Ariola Trimi takes the gold medal, and that was a real fine display of freestyle swimming.
It was. One of the things we spoke about during her race, Paul, was that she started off with a great technique. Lovely, lovely rolling shoulders, lots of reach, hands going very, very cleanly into the water, a real grasp of the water, able to transmit power and therefore move forward. Excited family member, no doubt. And now she gets to hear the Italian anthem.
Well done, Ariola Jimmy. I do like the Italian national anthem. This bouncy anthem there. Nice. Might not be the last time we hear it at these championships. Jimmy takes gold. 27 seconds for their Sky. Well, we were due to have 5 medal presentations. And that's been cut to 4. So we are moving on to the next event now. Next event we move to 50-meter end of the pool. It's one length of the pool. It's the men's S10 50 meters freestyle final. Ado Klumipu from Estonia, better known as a backstroker. He's going in lane number 1. Iseev may well challenge for the medals. Goes into Simone Cooley. Oh, can Italy get on the medal podium again? Dmitry Grigorev. He is the European record holder. He set that record just in May this year. David Levesque, previously a European record holder, the reigning champion from 2011. He goes in 5. Bartosiński from Russia in 6. Olivia van der Voort from the Netherlands in lane 7. And Rob Wellborn in lane 8 from Great Britain. Men's S10 50 meters freestyle final.
Well, they're off straight away. I think Rob Wellborn in lane 8 is going to find it difficult to live with the pace of these sprint specialists, but my word, look at lane 4. Grigorev tearing down the pool.
Here's Grigorev as he comes through into the last 10 meters. Grigorev with a clear lead here. Grigorev is going to take it for Russia. It's gold to Russia, and it's a new European record for Dmitry Grigorev, 24.37. It's 1 and 2 to Russia, with Bartosiński in 2nd position, and 3rd to the previous champion David Levesque of Spain. But there was no living with Dmitry Grigorev, the new European champion, in a new European record time, 24.37.
Well, the record, he was the previous record holder, European record, and moves just that edge closer to Andre Brazil, of Brazil's world record. And this is him coming into the finish. Look at that, head straight forward, no breathing. Knocks the bricks out.
That's what you have to do on a 50. The result of the men's 50 freestyle S10, Dmitry Grigorev is the champion and a new European record time. Russia take 1 and 2 with Bartosiński in silver and David Levesque the bronze for Spain.
I think as we go down that list, Chiuli of Italia, I keep saying Italia, I mean Italy, and Rob Wellborn.
We know what you mean.
We know what I mean. Both very, very good swims for those guys. But anyway, rolling straight on to the women's version of the same event, the 50 meters freestyle S10. There's the lane order. Summer Mortimer just been announced in the pool here. Used to swim for Canada, switched to swim for the Netherlands. Greater prize money on offer. Alice Ty there in lane 2 of Great Britain. What can she do?
Making a debut for the Great Britain team, Alice Ty at East Championship. Chantal Molenkamp from the Netherlands next to her Netherlands teammate Summer Mortimer. Summer Mortimer set the European record in the heats this morning. Elodie Lorandi was the previous European record holder. She goes next to her in 5. The tall Nina Ryabova in 6. Margie Oosterhuis in 7. And in lane 8, Olivia Jablonska, the 17-year-old from Poland. The women's S10 50 freestyle final.
Well, there's less than a second and a half that separates all of these ladies in their qualifying time, but it looks to me to be the centre lanes which are taking it forward, and lane 4 in particular. Summer Mortimer has taken this 50 metres freestyle by the scruff of the neck as she comes now into the closing 5 metres. Can she finish a full extension?
Summer Mortimer touches in another new European record of 28.12. She's improved the mark she set in the morning's heats by another 0.18 of a second. Mortimer takes the gold medal ahead of Nina Ryabova from Russia in lane number 6, and in 3rd place Elodie Lorandi from France, the previous champion, in 3rd position. Chantal Molenkamp there with the champion just out of the medals in 4th. But what a swim from Summer Mortimer. 28.12, the Paralympic champion now becomes the European champion for the Netherlands.
Big smile there. The closing stages, head moved around quite a lot. She could keep that head still and maybe shave just a bit more time off.
Sarah Mortimer takes the gold in a new European record time. Ria Bova the silver, just 8/100ths ahead of Elodie Laurandi of France. The men's 50 metres freestyle S9. Jose Maria Alcaraz from Spain was the fastest from the heats this morning, next to the world medalist Leo Latinmäki from Finland. Grusha goes in lane number 1. Alexander Skaluk goes in lane number 2. Tamas Tolt, European record holder, he will be a threat in lane 3. Jose Maria Alcaraz didn't get away too quickly this morning, but picked up in the closing stages. Latinmäki from Finland, world medalist at the World Championships last year. Tamas Soers, a 100 butterfly world record holder. 3 Hungarians in this one. Mellinger goes in 7. Matthew Wiley from Great Britain in lane 8. The men's 50 freestyle S9 final.
Well, Toth is the European record holder in this, very, very close to being the world record holder. He's in lane number 3 and he's starting to move now, but it really is nothing to split lanes 2, 3, 4 and 5.
Looks like it might be Jose Maria Alcaraz in lane number 4. Latinmäki in 5. It is Alcaraz takes it 26.00. The gold goes to Spain. The silver to Finland in 26.14. And the bronze to Russia. Alexander Skaluk from Russia in for the bronze medal position. But Jose Maria Alcaraz, well, again, he didn't get away too fast, but in the closing stages, he came through very strong, and he takes another gold medal for the Spanish team. Latinmäki looked happy with his performance for silver, and it was lane number 2. Claiming the bronze. Not much to choose between all the swimmers in that final, Giles.
Well, Latinmäki was absolutely over the moon with his second place finish. Punched the air numerous times. Here's the finish once again. And the Spaniard just manages to move in front when it counted. Take the 50 freestyle. Not a pretty freestyle, that has to be said. But lots and lots of power down the sides of the body, all deployed in the splash and dash. That's in there.
Latinmäki being congratulated, but the champion is Jose Maria Alcaraz. He's completed the double in the S9 50 freestyle. Spain take the gold with Jose Maria Alcaraz. Leo Latinmäki for Finland gets the silver, and Alexander Skaluk the bronze for Russia. Hungarians 4th and 5th out of the medals. Sarah Gascon taking the gold in the women's S9 50 metres freestyle. It's been doubled up by Jose Maria Alcaraz. Another gold to the Spanish team. We move on to the medal ceremonies now. These are final of the evening, Giles. Well, they've certainly kept them coming thick and fast, haven't they, these races and the medal presentations. Here's Ellen Keenstad. Wonder which country he's supporting.
Could do with having a word with his hairdresser. Very animated conversation, and there's the Keens.
Team Andrew Mullen. They're waiting for the medal presentation. Scott Quinn's mum and dad on the other side there. They always get on the TV, Scott Quinn's mum and dad.
by board member of Science, Mr. Russo.
This is the medal presentation for the men's S7 400 freestyle.
Representing Ukraine, Marian Kasnitsia.
Kasnitsia from Ukraine, another Ukrainian medalist. They have had a good day here. Day one of these championships from Eindhoven. And another medalist you might not have expected when we saw the entry times. Kasnitsia takes it. Andreas Bjornstad, popular with the Norwegians. Norway, 2 silver medals this evening. Sarah Louise Rong, and now Andreas Bjornstad. And he was absolutely delighted with his performance. Not much he could do about the gold medalist though, because Andrei Gladkov, youngest member of the Russian Paralympic team in London, he was a silver medalist in the World Championships. Last year he's the gold medalist in the European Championships. This year he was a little bit disappointed with his time, but it doesn't matter. He takes the gold medal in the men's 400 freestyle S7 for the Russian team.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able to the national anthem of Russia.
Andrei Gladkov looks a bit happier now, hearing that Russian national anthem. Well, Giles is going to leave us now. Well, thanks for that tonight.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Channel 4 duty's cool, Paul.
That's good. Well, you'll see the highlights if you're in the UK on Channel 4. Giles will be presenting that programme. He's about to do a little bit of a wrap-up of the session tonight. So thanks for your input, Giles. And we will see you back later in the week, hopefully. It's a good night of action here at the pool. We've still got 6 more days to go after this one, here at the Peter van den Hoogenbaan Zwemstadion in Eindhoven. Let's hope we get more record and excellent swims tomorrow.
The medal ceremony for the men's 100 meters backstroke SA5. The winner of the bronze medal representing Russia, Denis Zazov.
qualifications for the men's 100 meters backstroke in the S8 classification. No, Denis Tarasov taking the bronze medal. He would be one of the favourites for the gold. Konstantin Lysenkov in second position. This time he's been beaten in major championships for some time, Konstantin Lysenkov. Not at his very best tonight in a time of 105.72. His world record stands at 103.32. Yuri Bozinski will take a gold medal for Ukraine to the delight of the Ukrainian team here. Another surprise, swimming in lane number 6. The fourth-ranked swimmer coming into the final. Came away with the gold medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able to the national anthem of Ukraine.
Ukrainian gold medalist alongside the two Russians. Pre-race favourites, but did not count for much in the final. So the Ukrainians stretched away. Women's S8 100 backstroke final. The medalists from that event. The Great Britain fans dancing in the stands.
Representing Ukraine,
Estonia, another medal for Ukraine. Good swim from Estonia. She's in third place for the entire race almost, finishing in 122.89.
Winner of the silver, representing Russia, Ladikina.
Ladikina takes the silver for Russia, again on the podium at the major championships. As he said in the commentary for the race, she lit the flame for the Sochi Paralympics. Ambassador for Sochi Paralympic Games, the Winter Games there earlier this year. Watch out for Narikina when breaststroke will rise, but Stephanie Slater has taken the gold for Great Britain. Slater with that fantastic performance, 117.42. Fresh from her Commonwealth Games experience, where she won the silver medal in the 100 freestyle for the English team at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games just last week. She is on the form of her life, and Stephanie Slater is the European champion. Well done, Steph Slater. First European Championships. Her first gold medal. Stephanie Slater. Latikina. And Trina Stomina. Yeah, the medalists in the women's S8. 100 meters backstroke. This is the one that the Mullins have been waiting for. It's the men's 100 meters freestyle for the S5 classification. It's the one that the Irish fans have been waiting for as well. A very happy James Scully. Behind the champion Sebastian Rodriguez, Spain. The Irish fans loving that one. James Scully wins the European bronze medal. Ireland had such a good World Championships last year in Montreal. They've started well here. Small team, just 5 swimmers, but all performing really well. And the first medal on the board. James Scully wins the bronze. Andrew Mullen takes the silver for Great Britain. There's the Hinds supporting the Great Britain swimmer. Andrew Mullen, well, he was very close. He was coming back on Sebastian Rodriguez all the time. So another 10 meters or so. He may well have caught the Spaniard. The man who timed his race absolutely perfectly. He used all of his experience. He was the Paralympic champion back in Sydney in the year 2000, also in Athens in 2004. Knew what he had to do, got out fast, and was just about able to hold on from the advancing Andrew Mullen. He is pleased. Another European gold medal for Sebastian Rodriguez of Spain. Sebastian Rodriguez. The two youngsters, James Scully and Andrew Mullen. Rodriguez delighted to keep the youngsters at bay for another year at the major championships. Ellen Keane's dad. The Irish fans celebrate that bronze medal from James Scully. You won't stop the Irish from celebrating. There's the champion in the men's S10. 50 meters freestyle. The class with minimal impairment, the S10 class. Another medal for Spain. They're having a good championship so far on this day one. David Levesque, he was the reigning champion. He'll be disappointed not to be able to retain his title, but he is on the medal podium. A bronze this time for David Levesque.
Winner of the silver, representing Russia, Dmitry Bartaszynski.
Another new name to the medal podium, the teenager, the 19-year-old Dmitry Bartaszynski. Came through very strongly in lane number 6, 24.96 for the Russian. Just about a tenth of a second ahead of David Levesque. Russia take the silver and the gold because the champion, Dmitry Grigorev from Russia, takes a gold in a new European record time. It's never really in doubt. 24.37 for the Russian, taking a tenth of a second off his own European record, which he set just earlier this year in the Russian Championships in May 2014. So David Levesque has to settle for bronze, but it's Russia in the silver and Russia for the gold. Dmitry Grigorev takes the European gold medal. He was the favourite and he lived up to that favourite billing, winning convincingly in the end. Move on to the final couple of medal ceremonies. I'm not sure if we are going to present the men's S2 medals tonight. If not, they will be presented at another day of these championships, probably tomorrow. Elodie Laurandi of France, former European record holder. She takes the bronze this time, 28.64 for Laurandi. Doesn't look too happy with that bronze medal position. She will have other events to come later this week. Nina Ryabova, silver medal performance, 28.56 for the Russian, just marginally ahead of Laurandi by 8/100ths of a second. Ryabova, the silver medal winner. But the young lady who won the gold medal for Canada in the Paralympic Games of 2012. Her mother is Dutch, father Canadian. She has chosen to swim for the Netherlands instead of Canada, and she can add the European title to that Paralympic Games title she won in 2012, and in a new European record time of 28.12. Very swift time there for Summer Mortimer. It's gold to the Netherlands. That will keep the home crowd happy. She's improved the European record by 0.18 from what she set this morning, which was only a few 100ths inside the previous mark set by Laurandi. But it's gold to the Netherlands. Another gold medal for the Netherlands team tonight. Two gold medals for the home nation to adds to the one that Mark Evers won earlier this evening. I think this will be the last medal presentation tonight. The other medal presentation, we are told, will be happening tomorrow. Bring you news of that when we have it. Alexander Skaliuk from Russia. Again, the medals really going to some unexpected positions here. Alexander Skaliuk was out there in lane number 2. Just qualifying in 5th position for that final. Leo Latimäki getting in there for Finland on the medal table. And the fans there, they're banging so hard on those benches, things are falling off those benches, but Latimäki He was jumping up and down when he saw the result of that 50 freestyle. Silver medal. And he was so close to gold. Just 14/100ths of a second. He was happy with the silver medal. Finland on the medal table. But again, at the top of the table, it's Spain. Jose Maria Alcaraz. The S9 women's 50 freestyle was won by Sarah Gascon. Jose Maria Alcaraz. Let's follow that up. They have doubled up the Spanish team in the S9 50 freestyles. 2 gold medals. You add that to Sebastian Rodriguez gold and Teresa Perales gold. That's 4 gold on the first day of competition for the team from Spain. Final medal presentation. Jose Maria Alcaraz of Spain, taking Spain's 4th gold medal of day 1 of these championships. Well, that concludes day 1 here in Eindhoven. Another 6 days to go. We had a great day with 5 world records, 4 European records. Ukraine topped the medal table with 6 golds. We will be back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock local time, for day 2.